This is our last chance to reignite the spark.
We've been watching Jasmine and Gino on 90 Day Fiance before the 90 days this season, and the couple has given us some explosive moments and some TMI scenes. We recently sat down with Jasmine for a fun chat and a teaser on what's to come.
Baby, this is just your first trip. This is the first time we've met.
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, darling.
You look so pretty in your pink.
Thank you. Yes, it's actually my favorite color, and it's so trendy lately. So I'm loving it.
Yes. Can't go wrong with pink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've been watching the show. I'm all caught up. I just watched the recent episode. And I want to know, when you're watching it back, Jasmine, what are you thinking? What's going through your head?
But it's even though it's not new for me because it's actually my second season being in the show, it's always like interesting, looking at yourself. And I can understand the audience because even though it is me, it's my real life, I'm watching myself and sometimes I'm being so judgmental because I have some timing to do some self-reflection and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that, what I was thinking, but it's kind of interesting because I can always look like and have that reflection about my behavior, my attitude. So it's quite interesting.
I've followed you on social media and I watch you on the show, and I feel like on social media you're so sweet, and I feel like the viewers are not getting that side of you on the show. I don't know why, if it's just, I don't know, but like just lovely and wonderful on Instagram, and just so much hate on the show. Do you get
to make it fair, I'm in the show, it's like my relationship with Gino, which being like a rough patch for both of us, and I hate to confess it, but love and hate are like equal. They are two both powerful energy. And well, as much as I love Gino, we have had a very difficult relationship, especially because of the long distance, the different in culture and all that. And well, those emotions are portrayed in the show, which is also a part of Jasmine, because social media is a more controlled area in which I can create my space. I'm never gonna go like social media or something, but it's part of who I am. And well, I cannot deny it that yes, there is a sweet side of Jasmine, that I'm very friendly, very lovely, but then there is this emotional side of Jasmine that gets mad, that yells at people, and that try to hurt others when she's hurt, which is not the ideal, and I'm very conscious about it, but well, I'm working on that.
Speaking of that, I want to do a game because I've looked at all the things that you've done this season. I'm calling this game "Do You Regret It?" Right? So I'm gonna throw back some of the things that I've seen, and you let me know if you regret doing them. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of them are very TMI. By the way, Jasmine, you've been very TMI this season. We're getting a lot of sex.
I know, and I have felt it. There is like a group of people that are always like, oh my gosh, Jasmine, what are you talking about? But that is the thing. People sometimes don't understand that they are not watching a movie, they are not watching a novela, that there is a script, that there is, this is real life, and this is who I am. If people get to know me, like, I have no filters, which is a blessing sometimes, and some others it's a curse because I have that tendency of over sharing information. But at the moment, I'll be honest with you, I forget about the cameras. And if I'm talking to Gino, and this is the only moment that we have to talk about it because we are always followed by cameras, I'm not gonna like keep it to myself. I'm gonna let it out. That's how I am. I always speak loudly about my desires and what I want.
No, that's fair enough. All right. Do you regret it? Do you regret discussing butt plugs with your friends on the show?
I don't because well, I was talking to real life friends. You
Mhm.
know, there's are girls that they're being in my life for more than 10 years. You know, that's a lot. And I'll be honest, like actually this was very family friendly edited to be honest
There
because
was
yeah, absolutely. Like you know, like the time that it has to be aired on TV, you know, like you cannot like the whole conversation.
more.
But
Right.
it was deeper than that, and that's how I am with my friends. We have all these kind of crazy conversations, and what I love from them is that they are always there to listen without judging. That's like number one rule for
Mm.
us to be friends, and that's why we have lasted so years. So do I regret? No, because
No.
at the moment I was not even thinking like, oh my gosh, this is not gonna be just to stay among my friends, like you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people around the world. But no, I don't regret.
Do you regret working out with Gino and having him, you know, the thrusting exercises?
Oh my gosh, no, I don't. That when I was watching that scene, I was like looking at his pelvic movements. That was so hot. I was like, oh my gosh, look at that, you know, sexy flamingo legs. the
And he was
twerking.
twerking at one point. He was twerking at one point. Gino was
He was
twerking.
having fun. Like he trusted so much on me as a fitness instructor. He was like, are you sure about this? Like 100%. I'm training you like I'm training any other person, which was a lie. But it was so funny. We were having a great time. So
I'm
I
like,
don't
I've
regret.
I've never done those moves in the gym. Maybe it's because I haven't been to the gym in a while. I'm like, is this what we do? Jasmine, were there people like around just staring at you guys like, what is happening?
Yes,
Yeah?
like these two weirdos. What the heck are they doing? But that was so funny. And you know, it's like that is part of my personality. I'm a very
Yeah.
funny person to be around. Some people are gonna say like, "You're not funny, you're silly," and maybe they're right. I'm both. I'm silly and funny.
You can be both. You can be both.
Yeah,
It's
I
fine.
can be both, and I enjoy that time. Just you know, working out with that was so funny. He looks so sexy.
That was very memorable. I will tell you that. I will not forget that one.
Thank you.
You know, the one that I remember because I just watched it. Do you regret talking about sex? Well, you and Gino were on the bicycle thing with Liz. Do you regret that sex talk with Liz there?
Oh yes, my sister was. For
Yes.
one, she is an adult, and of course, whenever I have had as the eldest sister conversations about sexuality and all
Mhm.
that, I keep it, more like as a sister, with
Yes.
being more open because he's my partner,
Yeah.
and that includes being my sexual partner. But I don't regret it because at that moment she was not understanding what we were saying. We were I know that's bad because we were talking and it was about sex, but she was actually not understanding because she doesn't speak the language or she doesn't understand English. So that's why. But if it had been in Spanish,
Mhm.
or if I knew that she was understanding, I will absolutely not speak about this in front of Liz because she's my youngest sister. Maybe my middle sister,
Mhm.
that she's closer to me, my age, and I have that confidence. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Do you regret telling Gino that your ex is better in bed?
Absolutely, 100%. And that there is no one day that I don't think about it, because those were very nasty words. Like, there's things that you say when you are hurt.
Mhm.
Just you want to make the person be as hurt as you are.
Yeah.
But there are certain limits, and that absolutely crossed the line. That was the lowest of the low. It doesn't matter like who said it to whom, if you're a woman, say it to a man, or a man saying it to a woman, doesn't matter. It is absolutely wrong. And it was very hard for me to take it back. And the saddest part of the story is that what I was saying was not true, but I already planted that seed on Gino, and that is so difficult, to take back. And I regret it. I really do. And because, whatever he did to me, he didn't deserve those words. That really makes me feel bad.
Yeah, no. That was shocking. And I was just like, oh. But you know what? I was surprised at how easily Gino kind of forgave you. Or
yeah, like that's the thing. Like he, at the moment, he forgive me, but he made sure that doesn't happen again. He made sure that I understood how bad he made me feel. And after he saw that my feelings were genuine, that I was actually genuinely sorry, it was easier for him. But regardless of the outcome, which I'm glad he forgave me, it could have been worse. Like it could be like a deal breaker for any relationship.
No, I thought this was it. When I saw that scene, I was like, oh, this is it. I thought it was the end.
Yes, it is. And once again, like that trip to Panama was so far the worst trip in our relationship ever. Like we didn't know, like we knew that we have like a lot of issues to work on, but when we were long distance, it was like the tip of the iceberg. And once Gino was in Panama with me, I could see it, like, oh my gosh, how really big the issues were. And it was because we didn't start working on them as we made progress in our relationship. It was like a snowball that started growing and growing and growing. It was like an avalanche, and that's what viewers are seeing right now, which is kind of sad, because regardless of all the toxicity, it is undeniable the fact that Gino and I were very in love with each other, And I say we're because I cannot give any updates on our relationship, So at that precise moment, we were very, very in love. But it's just like sometimes love is not enough. You need respect, you need communication, and we were lacking all those other things.
Yeah, and I think because you guys are long distance, so when you're together, that's when you have to try and address every single one. So it just seems like a lot, because there's a lot that's been kind of piling up.
Yeah, and on top of that, you have a very needy person. That's me. That's why, like, the worst kind of relationship that a person with my personality that is so needy, it's being on a long distance relationship, because I received like a lot of accusations of being like being a pervert, trying to harass sexually. Like harass, sexually and all that. And honestly, a lot of the times when I was being funny and all that, at the end, I was not looking just for intimacy like sex, because even sex, for me, it is more than physical. It is a spiritual, emotional connection. And that's what I was looking for in Gino, because I love him.
For those who are saying that your relationship is toxic, what would you like to say to them? I know we have to wrap up any minute now.
Oh, that I'm toxic?
Well, and a relationship, just what would you like to say to persons who are saying that because of what they're seeing?
I will say that yes, it was a very toxic relationship, and once again, in which you have two people that are in love with each other, but they don't know how to communicate properly and work on the issues that they have. And the saddest part of the story is that, and we both were aware of it, is that we fell into a cycle that was very, very toxic. We want to become a healthy relationship. We want to communicate better. We want to have better intimacy. We have to eliminate trust issues. We want to, all those things, we both wanted it, but we as, individuals and as a couple, we didn't know how to, but at least I think that we started just to, see that we have these problems, that it is not healthy, that we are being toxic, and as much as we love each other, we either work it out or just stay separate ways. There are only two roads, because if we continue in this constant cycle, we are just ended up hurting each other. And any of us want that, because we do care for each other, we love each other. So that's why we did things as looking for a therapist. You know, we needed a third party to help us negotiate and reconcile in a better way. So yes, is it toxic? Absolutely, it is. But because we still love each other and we're willing to work on that, there might be hope if we take the proper steps.
Thanks, Jasmine. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you guys can work it out. I'm gonna keep watching.
Yeah, there is more coming, and a lot of the questions, that viewers in general have about our relationship status are gonna be, just answer in the show. Some people might be sad, some people might be happy about it. Let's see how it goes.
Let's see how it goes.
Yes.
All right, it was so much fun chatting with you, Jasmine. I'll
Nice
be watching, so behave yourself.
Yeah, I'll try my best.